In this video, we're going to look at a table of values and come up with an algebraic expression from that table of values. Before we start that, let's review some vocabulary we've learned in this algebra unit. In the algebraic expression 3x plus 6, we know that 3x is the term, 3 is the numerical coefficient, x is the variable, and 6 is the constant. The first thing we're going to do by looking at this table of values is come up with the numerical coefficient. To find that, we need to figure out what the increment is in the y column, how much each value is increasing or decreasing. In this one here, we can see it goes from 6 to 7 to 8 and so forth. We can determine that it goes up by 1 every time. So knowing that, our numerical coefficient is 1. So we can put 1x. To find the constant in this, we need to figure out or determine if x was 0, what y would be. Well, we can see that x decreasing by 1 will give us 0. Looking at y, if we are decreasing in increments, we know that y would be 5 if x was 0. It would be positive 5. So our constant is positive 5. So our algebraic expression for this table of values is 1x plus 5. Let's test it out and see if it works. If x was 1, 1 times 1 is 1 plus 5 is 6. That works. If x was 2, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 5 is 7. That works. If x was 3, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 5 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 5 is 9. And 5 times 1 plus 5 is 10. That is the algebraic expression for this table of values. Let's try another one. To find our numerical coefficient, we need to determine what y column is increasing by. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. We know it's increasing by 2 every time. So that is our numerical coefficient, 2x. To find our constant, we need to look at if x was 0, what would y be? Well, y is decreasing by 2 every time. So if x was 0, y would be plus 1. So our algebraic expression is 2x plus 1. Let's test it out. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Let's do one more that's a little more challenging. Once again, we're going to find our numerical coefficient. We find that by determining what increments the y column is increasing or decreasing by. 4 to 10, 16, 22, and 28. It is increasing by 6 every time. So 6 is our numerical coefficient. X is our variable. We need to find our constant. To find our constant, we make x 0. If x was 0, what would y be? Well, it's decreasing by 6 every time. 4 plus negative 6 would give you negative 2. So our algebraic expression would be 6x minus 2. Check it out, see if it works. 6 times 1 is 6, minus 2 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12, minus 2 is 10. 6 times 3 is 18, subtract 2 is 16. 6 times 4 is 24, subtract 2 is 22. And 6 times 5 is 30, subtract 2 is 28. And that is how you find an algebraic expression by looking at a table of values.